Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And today we're gonna be doing another video on some hard drive stuff because I got 3 hard drives. I purchased those. A big thank you to my Patreon supporters on that behalf because they have actually helped me fund those. Some of that ish. Yeah. I'm still copying data over here. That's from this 10 terabytes that is on the table. It's gonna take forever. It has been working all night. Right now it's missing 500 gigabytes and it's estimated that to take 6 hours. Never mind that. It's gonna take the time it's gonna take. But I also bought 2 smaller drives, 2 4 terabyte drives that I'm gonna be expanding my little local NAS with here. I'm building a big NAS, but that's more like on a project scale. Like I'm not gonna put anything important on that for quite some time because, well, it has to build up its trust. You have to trust something with your data before you just put your data on there. And I trust that little Synology box. It has been working really well for me since 2011 when I got it. Never done anything really bad. It has become rather slow. I'm not sure why it's become that, but I'm hoping that, well, maybe exchanging some hard drives could actually help on that, but I have no idea. It doesn't matter if it's slow. That's backup data. As long as the data gets in there and they're safe, I don't give a about the speed. So if I have to pull data in or out at 30 megabytes per second, well, that's just the way that has to go. And I am so lucky that I just have some virtual machines. I can just have a virtual machine copy that data in and it can take all week. Doesn't matter. But today I'm gonna be replacing a 2 terabyte drive with a 4 terabyte drive. So and we're gonna have a look around because it's pretty outside. So yesterday I was playing with this box. Didn't work out very well, but here are the drives. This one is empty because I took that out. Here is the 4 terabyte. It's a Seagate Bakuda. Oh, what does that say? Compute drive, apparently. I got this because it was rather well priced. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was just over $100, $110-ish dollars. But they are widely available. I will of course link to that in the description. So we're gonna put that in. But last night we got our first little bit of snow here. It's not much. I know it's not as cold as South Texas, Unky Joe, but well, we got a little bit of snow, just a sprinkly little thing. So sorry about that. I know of course that there are no climate changes, but when South Texas gets snow before Denmark in Scandinavia, well, it raises some questions, doesn't it? So, but it's very pretty out here. Let's go without the political scandals. So I was just out here looking at that. So very nice. Oh, the firewood. It has snow on it. That's not optimal. And I see that some wood has fallen in from the neighbor. I have this deal with the neighbor that any wood that he don't need anymore, he can just throw over here and I'll chop it up and burn it. So that's a really good deal. There's very little work in that. I see up on the roof, I might have some insulation problems up there. Looks like the snow has melted over here, which must mean that the insulation is not great there. Also right there, the snow has melted. Okay, he didn't want to get filmed. And here is my heat pump. It's been a while since we have looked at that. It has been running all night and it's pretty cool outside, so this part is actually frozen. you can see that there's frost on that. So well, I would get a better efficiency out of that if I could, well, melt it. I could also wash it. That would have been cool. So, but that has been doing great. I think I've had it for 4 or 5 years now. Not a glitch. Okay, just a view of my house with the snow on the roof, just to check the insulation on the other side. This looks all good. So let's go up here and see if, well, that looks good as well. Well, so back to the video at hand, and it's cold out here, so don't want to stay here too long. Oh, my lawnmower has finally died. The stringy thing here, broken plastic. I am not gonna bother anymore with that. So next year I'm getting myself a new lawnmower. So this is the little bastard. So let's move that out a bit, see how long the cables are. I see that the network cable is on the short side. There. I'll go into the computer and shut this off. It's working very nicely. In here in the living room, I have the wood stove on. It's burning awesome right now. I have a little fan up here that I can turn on. This is actually the fan that I had in my data center for quite a while. It has the feature of being made out of iron, so it's not gonna melt. I haven't put it on top of the wood stove yet though, but having it sitting here and blowing out cold air over the wood stove means that the air circulation is a lot better. So I do that sometimes, especially when I just get here and the house is freezing cold. Well, it doesn't become freezing, but it does become cold. So I usually turn it off again because it's noisy. So let's turn off the NAS. Okay, so here we are. I have the NAS here. I've been checking out the hard drives. There are 4 drives in here, so we could just go back here. I have a Seagate 2 terabyte. That's the one that we are gonna replacing. Then we have a Seagate 3 terabyte. We have a Western Digital that I believe that is a green drive, 3.0, also 3 terabytes. And then we have another Seagate down here, also 3 terabytes. So I want to replace the first one. That's where I get the most benefit out of replacing that. Just to make sure, I have marked the drive and I've checked the health status of it. Anytime soon, and we can see that the drive is normal. It doesn't seem like it has any bad sectors or anything bad. It has been running for 32,107 hours, which is quite a lot. We have some more smart data here, smart test. I'm not gonna run that, but we could do different stuff on the drive. I've checked all of the drives and none of them are complaining. If there were one that was complaining, I was more likely to take that one out. So I'm probably gonna be exchanging this one, and I'm gonna take out the Western Digital green drive. Somehow then I will just have a NAS full of Seagate drives. I know there is a lot of religion on this, but every drive fails. It's just a matter of what do you trust. I have no specific distrust against Seagate drives. I have no specific distrust against Western Digital drives. Even the green drives here has worked fine for me for many years, even in NASes, which they shouldn't. But I don't work my NASes very hard. It's not. I use them mostly for backup. I don't use them for anything too important. As you can see, I'm fine with the speed coming out of the storage unit, or I'm actually not fine with that one because that's too slow. As long as my data is not lost, it's not that bad. So we're gonna shut this down. This old NAS box is not hot swappable. I actually thought that back in some videos, and I was corrected in the comments that this NAS box is does not have hot pluggable drives. You can take the drives in and out, but the box will only see them when it has been rebooted, so I might as well turn it off. So let's open this up. They have kind of made that so there is no nice way to do that. So however you open this bag, it's gonna be ugly. So let's see what we have here. We have this Seagate Bakuda Compute 4 terabytes, and it's the ST4000DM004, and it's made the 31st of July 2017. So it's from this year so far, and it doesn't use very much power, which is always good. It looks like any other drive. There is a little circuit board here. They have become tiny. In the old days, this would take up their entire board and be a dual-sided PCB. Now it's just a little thing down in the corner. That's extraordinary, right? So let's go see if the box has completed its shutdown and put this in. Yes, this box is so off right now, so I'm gonna disconnect the network and the power to it. Now we're just gonna turn it around. This is a really easy replacement. There are 4 finger screws on the back. Newer models are created differently, but this is an older model. It's from 2011. That's where the 11 in the model number comes from. The discs are in here in trays, and disc number 1 just happens to be the top one. So we'll take top one out, and that should be a 2 terabyte drive. Otherwise, we're gonna put it right back in. Yeah, it's an ST2000, and the 2000 often says that it's a 2 terabyte. And I can see that I put in 1 screw, so I need to find something to remove that. Can this do it? Yeah, that will do. Yeah. And we will put this to the side there, and we will put this one in instead. It's a lot smaller than the other one, and we'll just put that 1 screw in again. It's very important when you replace the first drive in a Synology NAS that there is nothing on it. I have made the mistake before of replacing the first drive with another drive from another Synology box that had a newer firmware on it, and that was very close to causing me a disaster. Don't do that. That was stupid. So we're just gonna pop this back in. Make sure that the 3 other drives are popped in good. Close it up again. Put it back in its little corner where it rules, and power on. And bring this one. So it took a little bit starting up the box again, and now it's system beep reminder that volume 1 is degraded, which means that the volume, the RAID volume on the device is missing a drive. So we'll remove that. Luckily enough, we are far enough away so that we can't hear that beep, so that's good. In the meantime, this one has gone up to 7 hours. It has been on 9 hours, then it dropped down to 5 hours. So yeah, it can't really make up its mind how long that's gonna take, but the gigabytes remaining does drop. So let's go out of this. Here we get, this is the storage manager. This storage is set up in an SHR, which is Synology Hybrid RAID. Synology Hybrid RAID, I did a rather okay video on that, I think it's almost 2 years ago, but you can put in different sizes of drives, and the Synology Hybrid RAID will get the maximum amount of storage out of that, together with 1 or 2 drives of security. On this smaller NAS, it's only able to do a 1 drive security, but on the bigger NAS, the 8 drive NAS that I have at home, it can do a 2 drive security if I was to pick that. Yeah, big attention, there is something wrong. So that's a good thing. Space degraded. It says here that this is not good, but we want to make sure that the drive is there, and it's the first one. Yes, we see a Seagate ST4000DM004, blah blah blah, and it's a 3.6 terabytes, which is approximately a 4 terabyte drive. You know how that goes, and these are 3 terabytes, so that one is bigger. So we'll go up to the disk group here. It says here that the space is degraded. We suggest that you replace the failing. It thinks that it has failed. In real life I have replaced it, but it says that I should put in a bigger drive than the 1.862 that was there before. So well, I do agree. So we're gonna go into manage, and we can only choose to prepare this. So we're gonna prepare, and it suggests the drive that we just put in. So we're gonna select next. It reminds us that we're gonna that drive up. Yep, we're good with that. So okay, then it will take that drive into the array. It's thinking about it, at least. Anytime soon. Well, that actually didn't work very well. It failed putting that drive in, and I have been out there trying to reboot it. I've tried again, and now it doesn't want to show the drives in there. So the box is busy doing something, and I've even turned off the surveillance camera thingies so that it should not be busy doing that, which I probably should have done to start with, because that's just a bit too much stress. I think I better go put that 2 terabyte drive back in and see if it will be happy with that, because this isn't working good. So I'm gonna shut it down nicely from here, see if it will at least do that. Shut down. So we'll try that. My suspicion is that one of the other drives, even though they say they're good, one of them has a lot of failures or something like that. So I will probably have to go in and look in deeper, and maybe I'll also find why this is running so slow by exchanging the right drive. So yeah, back to the drawing board. Okay, this became quite stressful. I was out there and I had to pull the wire out of the box. It just wasn't responding to pressing the button or shutting it down. Didn't care about that. And I put in the 2 terabyte drive, and well, that definitely didn't help. I wasn't even able to go onto the web page and communicate with it. So after a couple of tries, I took the 2 terabyte drive out again, and I put the 4 terabyte drive in again. At the same time, I went on to my pfSense firewall to make sure that nothing would be able to communicate with the NAS box from the outside. Just killed all the ports that was forwarded to it. I don't know why they were active anyway. I never used those, but at some point of time I have enabled those. So I have no idea if that had any effect, but I was able to now power up the NAS box, and it was able to take in the new disk. It is loading here. It can still fail on me. I'm hoping that it will synchronize the 4 terabyte in there, and it will start replicating the data from the 3 other drives and onto the 4th drive. And then I will definitely go and pick the drive with the most errors to do next, because something is definitely messed up out there. We'll be back when it does something smart. I can see that it was also running on the last 200, which might make it even more slow when it does not have any room to maneuver around in. I wonder, it sees the drive, not initialize, normal. Did it do anything? I'll wait a little bit and see if it comes up with anything. I didn't see it make an error or anything, did you? Out here in the data center,
it really looks like that this box is not doing anything at all. So that's not optimal. I think we'll try and turn it off, see if it want to do that. It doesn't do anything. Okay, had to manually unplug it, so let's turn it on again. I said turn it on again. Okay, it's booting again.
Okay, so this thing is really messing with me big time, and has been doing for a while now, because this copy over here is almost done. And if you remember, it said about 5-7 hours. Now it's down to 30 minutes, and just not long ago it was 18 minutes. This copy job and changing out this hard drive. This time, this is really not a walk in the park. It's really messing with me. Well, I do hope that it will synchronize out there. I was just out there and it was blinking. It looked right. I hope that it will be all good next weekend when I get up here and I can replace the next hard drive. This was supposed to be a half-hour video. It was something that I could just could do and it would take no time. Well, it doesn't always go like that, does it? I'm rather irritated about this. It was supposed to be so easy. But thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. And have a really nice day. Bye bye.